evening, friends. Welcome to the climax of yet another spooky holiday season. As you may well know, I like nothing more than to celebrate the spooky season with a good story. I have several such spooky stories for you tonight, so get comfortable, pull up a chair, have a nice cup of tea, and prepare to be horrified by the CrappyPasta Chronicles. Our first story tonight is called The Haunting Meme. Futuristic technology. What all the kids are doing on the interwebs and the mobile telephones is beyond me, but you young folks will surely find this one a blast. Once, there was a cursed meme circulating on the internet. It was just an innocuous image of a cat with glowing eyes. But if you looked at it past midnight, the cat's eyes would turn red, and you'd be haunted by bad luck for 13 years. One night, a foolish teenager named Alex came across this meme. Despite the warnings in the comments, Alex laughed and stared at the cat meme at exactly 12:01 a.m. The cat's eyes turned red, and suddenly, Alex's phone rang. It was a wrong number, but the voice on the other end whispered, "You shouldn't have looked." From that day on, Alex's life was plagued by minor inconveniences. Toast burned, shoelaces snapped, and the Wi-Fi always disconnected at the worst possible moments. The cat meme appeared randomly on every screen Alex touched. The cat meme appeared randomly on every screen Alex touched, mocking them with its glowing red eyes. Desperate, Alex tried to break the curse. They printed out the meme, cut out the cat's eyes, and buried them in the backyard while chanting, "I break this curse! Let my life be free!" But as the last word left Alex's lips, the wind picked up, and a ghostly meow echoed through the night. Meow. The cat meme reappeared, now with a sinister grin. Alex's fate was sealed. The cat meme haunted them for 13 long years, reminding everyone that some memes are best left unshared. What a spooky story that is. A true tale of horror for the kids. Our next story tonight is called 666 Degree Bloodboarding. This one is for all you gamer kids out there playing your video games. I remember Donkey Kong Country. My friend Tom and I were looking for something fun to do. We went to eBay, website on the internet. We searched for some cool games, and the first result was this game. The title said 1080 Degree Snowboarding. We were like, we should get that. We got the game, and it will arrive in 1 business day. The game arrived in a raggedy-looking box. The box had some writing on it. It was hard to read, but me being a good looker, I knew what it says. The writing goes as follows. 1080 degree, S like symbol, N, 0, W, the B thing in German language, OA, capital RD, 1, NG. I cut up the box to see a weird box. I opened that box to see the N64 cartridge. We hooked it up to my N64. After a minute of the game loading, the title screen popped up. The first thing Tom and I noticed was that the sky was tinted red and 666 degree bloodboarding appeared on the screen instead of 1080 degree snowboarding, as we expected. We were shocked to see that the snow was a dark reddish colour in some spots, but all of the snow was red. I selected the play option, and Tom and I started playing the game. The loading screen took a long time, until we started playing the actual game. The guy I was controlling was a sort of skinny man. We were up against 12 other players, making the total of the player count 13. 13 is the other devil number. The signal lights were on the screen, 1 second in between each colour change. The colour change went in this order: red, yellow, and green. When the last colour came, a loud sound Excuse me. When the last colour came, a loud sound emitted from the TV speakers. The sound instantly made Tom and I collapse, and we were unconscious for 2 minutes. When we came to our senses, we were in last place, which was 13th place, the other devil number. Everyone was beating up. My character was bleeding profusely from his body. When the other people stopped beating him up, the camera instantly zoomed on his face. His face was so scary. It was very bloody, with some of his skin ripped off. He was murdered for being in 13th place, the devil number. My friend Tom was so disgusted by the sight that he went into my bathroom and began to puke. I foolishly continued to play the game. Out of nowhere, a pentagram surrounded my dead character. Then I saw that my character was being reborn. When Tom came back into the room, Satan covered the screen and said our names and took us to hell. If you ever want to buy a game called 1080 Degree Snowboarding on eBay, and it comes in a raggedy box with another box in it, and then the cartridge in the second box, do not buy it. Our next tale tonight is also about video games. I hope you're not too scared to get out your PlayStation after this. This is titled, It Will Get Worse. One night, I was really bored. I had nothing to do, so I put on my TV. I took control and set me on the couch. I could not find a good program, so I thought I would go to bed. I could put on my PlayStation 3, but the only 2 games I had were a few Call of Duty games and Tekken Tag Tournament 2nd. I really had no desire to play games. Has reached the judgment, so I went into my room and would sleep when I saw my Mario toy that I had found at a garage sale. It reminded me that I had a GameCube up in the attic. I opened the door to the attic and climbed up, lit the lamp, and started looking for my old console. After about 10 minutes, I found a cardboard box, and on it stood the GameCube with accessories. I took down the box and packed it up. I found many games I remember that I had played when I was younger, but what caught my attention was Mario Sunshine. I brought the game and the console and connected it to my TV. I was worried that it would not work, for the console was so dusty. But when I started, it worked fine, except it sounded a bit more than what I remember it would. But it did nothing. The well-known Mario Sunshine title appeared on the screen. Before I played, I ran into the box and dug out my memory card, so I could play the same track that so many years ago. I pushed the memory card and started on the console, but all the saves were completely empty and had 0 stars. I did not care, so I just started. There was no cutscene at the beginning, but just went straight to the game. But then something strange happened. When I tried to move Muggio, came up a text that read, "Game over." And after that I came to the menu again. The same thing happened. I would just turn off the console, but then it came up a text and it stood. "Do not turn, you will regret it." I got scared, so I turned off the console, but the game did not shut. It got a new text. It said, "You cannot win." It stood for about 10 seconds, and then I saw Muggio on the screen and strangled Peach. Muggio just looked at me. Peach then started asking Muggio for mercy. Then she started screaming in panic. When Muggio started to smile at me, Peach spat out blood, and then there was a black screen. I could not move. I was frozen with fear and shock. After 5 minutes, I was able to touch me. I noticed how sweaty I had become of fear, so I decided to take a shower. I had showered in a few minutes. It became current interruption. Everything became dark and the shower stopped working. I took a towel, dried myself, and would go into the cabinet. But I saw that from another room came a light. It was the room I had my TV in. I walked into the room, and my TV was obviously on. On the screen, I saw Yoshi. He lay down on the ground in muscle cramps. He rolled over and vomited up a yellow and red pine. Yoshi's mouth began to move, and he said with a silent and painful voice, "You would not have turned. Just do as he says." Then there was a black screen, and a text which it stood, "We told you to change your mind. The next time it gets worse." Then it popped up a demonic face of Muggio with no eyes and a sick demonic smile. Then I saw myself from behind, like there was a camera behind me. I turned around, but no one was there. It was like someone had at a webcam on the forehead camera, bobbing up and down like that with the camera ran. I saw how he ran into my room and sat on the bed. I turned off the TV and ran into my room. On the bed sat my Muggio toy. But now, it was not a nice smile, like before. Now had the same demonic face on my television. I fell down on the floor with fear and shock. I took Muggio toy and Super Mario Sunshine game, and they threw in the woods. It may have been my imagination, but I thought I saw a figure with a red hat and red clothes who was watching me behind a tree. I went back into the house and looked at the clock. I saw that it was 12:30. I went into my room and fell asleep. I woke up at 12 by the doorbell rang, and I thought it was strange that someone rang so late. It was 12:30. I went into my room and fell asleep. I woke up at 12 by the doorbell rang. I thought it was strange that someone rang so late, but I went and opened the door. There was no one out there, but it's in a box. I took no thing. On the box it said, "From Muggio." I opened the box. There was the Muggio toy that I have just thrown away, and a Muggio disc. But it was not Super Mario Sunshine. Instead, it was Mr. Bloodshine. And during the game, there was a note on it. What we said, it will get worse. Finally, we have the terrifying pasta. Some of you may be familiar with this story. I like to end with a classic. Now, prepare a fresh pair of pants as we begin. Just to warn you, this is a loud one. It's written in capital letters. I assume this means it is meant to be performed shouting. Warning! If you have a heart condition, do not read this. You will drop the floor, flopping like a fish while clenching your heart, seeing as you are having a heart attack. Also, if you have a sensitive anus, do not read this. The brick you shat will be painful. A few years ago, a man was walking down a road because his car broke down, and he saw a car coming up behind him. So he stuck out his thumb to hitchhike, and the car stopped ahead of him. He ran up to the passenger side and opened the door. When he opened the door, a skeleton popped out. I hope you enjoyed that spooky story and all of our spooky tales tonight. Get yourself a nice hot drink and change into some fresh trousers, and try not to be too scared when you close the curtains to sleep tonight. Oh, hello. What is it? What is it you want, my little friend? Yes, I got you from Emma Thorne on YouTube, didn't I? Can't wait for another one to come this year. Very exciting. You want to read? Yes? Yeah, sure. As you may... It was like someone had a webcam. Fuck me. I like nothing more than to celebrate this spooky season. Season? The cat meme haunted them for 13 young...